then it must be. Then this is the way the world is. But, sometimes we just need to swallow that bitter pill and say, wow, man, we've been duped.
We have been.
And once then the healing can begin. Then
exactly.
The healing can begin.
And we have to start thinking for ourselves. This is so crucial. And when you look at the news right now, and I think that this election process has been the most clear-cut example of media bias that I have ever seen in my entire life. CNN is behind one candidate. Fox is behind one candidate. C-SPAN, MSN, newspapers that should be objective are endorsing candidates.
Correct.
This is so in our face now that if we don't recognize it, we're blind.
Yeah.
We're blind. It's time to turn the TV off. To especially the pundits that are out there, the bobbleheads, as my husband calls them, because it's crazy bobbleheads talking,
Oh.
And it's time to do some research on your own. And it goes back to everything. It goes to politics, to religion, to philosophy, to everything. Before you determine that a specific paradigm does not work for you, why don't you educate yourself on that paradigm first? Before you discount it, before you start talking about how it is or what isn't, or how those people or these people, before you do that, why don't you educate yourself? Why don't you open your mind to the possibilities of what is out there? Take that 10% of your brain power that we're using right now and increase it. Oh my God, to like 12%. Could you imagine if we hit up 2 more percent?
Oh, that'd be great. It would be fantastic. There's good news, though. There's very good news.
We have so much work. We have so much work to do.
You know what? I thank your child and that generation, because they're the ones that are going to make the change. They're the ones that are going to do this, and it's already happening. You can see it with the young people voting now. You can see them all getting in. There is I don't like to do statistics too much, but it was just so profound and so ironic that I have to share it with you. I was watching a special last night on PBS, and they were discussing, the dumbing down of America and how nobody really knows anything about politics if you ask the average Joe. Right. And they did a poll between two audiences, because, there's this little rivalry between Jon Stewart and, what's the other?
Oh, Colbert, Stephen Colbert.
No, the Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, Lord.
Okay,
O'Reilly.
So they were polling the O'Reilly audience versus the Jon Stewart audience, and less than 1 in 3 of the O'Reilly audience knew the 3 branches of government, where six.
And whose audience?
And 60% of Jon Stewart's audience knew the 3 branches of audience.
Oh my God.
I mean, 3 branches of government, and I do that with everyone. I'm like, okay, do you think you're educated? Do you know who you're voting for, why you're voting for them? Why don't you just tell me a basic elementary school political question? What are the 3 bodies of government?
I can answer that.
I know,
executive, legislative, and judicial.
Yes, and let's give that to everybody. There are 3 branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. That's how we have the balance of power. That's how we keep the balance. And when you're hearing this crap on the TV, another lie of, oh, well, if the Democrats run the White House and Congress, there will be no balance of power. Meanwhile, they leave out the judicial branch, which is all Republican.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a balance of power, and there always will be a balance of power if we follow our Constitution. That is why the forefathers wrote it the way they wrote it.
Exactly.
So don't, it's very important we don't believe these lies anymore. It's just way too much. It's too much. It's dumbing down, and it takes away from your own peace. Yeah, and I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the law of attraction. If it's not going to bring you peace, then you can't really. I don't want to say take it. Don't take it as truth. Let's put it that way, because there is no truth. There is no. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of the word security or bliss in something that's not right. You're seeing a lot of these extremists, whether they be Muslim or Christian, and they are not peaceful people. They are screaming at their audiences. They are riling them up. They are putting the fear of God into them. I don't know how that could be a peaceful way of living. You know, I watched Joel Osteen yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, hello, it's Sunday. And boy, what a different vibration. What a different message.
We were watching it too. So we went to church together last night, yesterday.
Oh, good.
We were watching it also, and it was such a wonderful, wonderful message.
Yeah, yeah. And again, he doesn't create fear.
No.
He does not create fear. He lets you know what's going on, but he also lets you know that you're going to be taken care of, and you need to know that there's a greater something out there that is always going to take care of you.
Right.
That no matter...
If you allow it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If we allow it into our hearts, into our minds, and we begin to live it, begin to walk it, eat it, breathe it, guess what? Nothing can hurt you, as he said. You know, the shield of God will be there. You know, if someone's coming to hurt you, God's going to make sure that they're going to be taken care of, you know. And I don't want to make it sound like the vengeful God thing, but it goes back to just energy. If someone's sending out negative energy, that negative energy is going to go right back to them.
Right,
you
exactly.
Know? And as long...
Because that which is like unto itself is drawn.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Anyway, we're going to need to wrap this up now. We're on the last...
do we have to?
We're on the last few minutes. Annabelle, tell them a little bit about 1111 and what we're going to be doing.
We have a wonderful seminar coming up on next Tuesday, which happens to fall on 11/11 at 8 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio, same EKB TV channel, which is now, of course, the GIC. We are going to be going further into the meditative process with one. This is something that is going to be very beneficial, not only to our listeners and viewers of YouTube and members of the GIC social community, but to Bernard and I ourselves. It's part of our spiritual evolution process, and we would love to have as many people as possible join us in this wonderful seminar so that they can increase the rate of their spiritual evolution as well. And that is one of the things that's coming up. And also, we're in the final stages of the book, Reflections of One. We're very excited, and we know that once we get done with the book, that we are going to be having a great conversation on GIC, ope.ning.com, where we have now a book club that is going to be coming into effect when the book is out. And it's going to lead to some classes, and we hope that you stick with us, and there's so many great things to come, and we hope that you become a part of that with us.
Yes, by all means, make sure you get on our social network, because you will be the first ones to hear when the book comes out. You'll be the first ones to hear our shows. You'll probably be the first one to see this show, since we're going to be uploading it there. And on that note, I just want to thank Annabelle, as usual, for being such a wonderful co-host and keeping us going. And thank One for popping in there a couple times. Thanks. I know they had a few things to say. And with that, we'll go ahead. We don't have any outgoing music, but I'm sure there'll be some nice background music for this whole entire show for your liking. So blessed be to everyone, and get out and vote. If you cannot vote, please make sure your friends who can vote are out there voting. Drive them, pick them up, whatever you have to do. Walk them there if you have to. Any last words you want to say? You want to wrap it up and say goodbye, Annabelle?
I just want to send lots of love and light to everyone, and definitely reiterate what you're saying. Get out there and vote, and let your voices be counted. It doesn't work if you don't use your voice. We have a lot of luck being in this country where our voices count, and let's not shatter that which was given to us by our forefathers. Let's use that, and let's embrace it, and make the changes that need to be made in our country to bring life to where it's supposed to be again.
Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.